So I just have to say, I'll start as an official start of a welcome everyone to the Sacred Site Empowerment of Southern France, Energetic Activations of Southern France, as we're going to go on a tour of 3 places and do an energetic tour. Of course, it wasn't long ago that we did a photo tour, and I showed 150 pictures of various places and told stories. This is going to be slightly different. And I'm going to just spend just a second to put on share screen and get this thing rolling. Okay, so everybody can now see this beautiful cave that looks like it has a church in it. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
All right. So now we're starting. This is Hermitage de Galamus. And the Hermitage is an ancient church. It's been an ancient place of worship. Really, nobody really knows. They said that this hermit Antone, or Saint Antone, founded this in the 4th century. And he led a group of monks that lived there and prospered and did their spiritual work through the 12th century. Somewhere in there, and I really think that they were Cathars. Nobody's really said that, but that's my hunch, because they that order just disappeared, and the Franciscan monks, and of course, as St. Francis of Assisi came in. And it's a small place, and so it wouldn't be a place of a small order, but it's right on the border of Catalonia, the Catalan region, in which Catalonia, some people say, is a word derived from Catars. It's the lands of the Catars, so to speak, that went in France and Spain. Of course, they're in the news in Spain because they want to separate from Spain, which isn't going over well. But going back to this church, people who come here always say they feel the presence of Mary Magdalene here. And you can see a cross in the farther back, the little blue and red thing back there. There's even a story that turns into a feminine embodiment at night, and they catch it on the cameras every night. Now, I've not been there to see it. It's just a rumor. But whenever you walk into this church, as I've been in this church for about 50 times, it's kind of isolated. For most people, they have to drive a ways to get to it. But it opens your heart up in such a huge way. But as I've been here over the years, and in at least 50 visits, I just find that it's so much deeper than the heart-opening experience. That's just the beginning of a divine, feminine, heart-opening experience. And you can see the cross there a little more plentiful. This is a day. I've been there 50 visits, and I've only witnessed 1 Mass there. It was a real special event that day to have a Mass. But I find that the power source of this place, well, it's everywhere. When you walk in, you feel it just emanate all throughout you. And, but the energy behind the cross, up at the top, is very profound. It seems to connect to something of a white light source. And there's many places, I've counted 5, because every sacred site here has a different energy signature. They all feel different, but 5 of them seem to have this white light that appear there. And this is one of them. And so it's that's where I go. I go sit on that back bench behind the cross. You can see a lady back there that behind the altar. And of course, these are community, they're community houses or community owned, so, and not church ran. So it's okay to go put your hands on the altar. When this was owned by the Catholics, no one could touch the altar except the priest. And they always put the altars in the power spots here. Go figure. There's the cross. It looks a little comical in my opinion. Not too serious, which is good by me. Here we are, sitting there in my favorite spot. So as you look at these, we're going to go through the scroll and then we're going to do an activation. And that's how this hour is going to go, is a couple of minutes looking at pictures and then 15 minutes activating and meditating. And then we're going to go on to another power spot, which the three that we're going to visit tonight is this one, the Hermitage de Galamus. And the second one is Bugarash, the Peak de Bugarash. And the third one is Grotte de Bethlehem, the sacred place for the Cathar initiates. And it's just a tremendously powerful place. And so this is kind of looking at it from the other end, and you can see a cave opening there. And all of these statues, with the exception of St. Francis of Assisi and, the hermit Anton, everyone is a female, and it's a very feminine oriented church, as many of the churches here are so in this area. And so this is another one. This is from the balcony in the back. One of my favorite pictures. I always do. Now, if you have your, I've not muted anybody. So if you have a phone or you're, just make sure everything's off.
Hard to mute ever since you put it in this. Since you put the slideshow on, I can't find my mute button.
Say that again.
Oh, here it is. Okay, never mind. I found it.
All right, good enough. That's the outside as you enter. You basically take about 120 steps down these stairs along a cliffside. It's quite safe, but it's very steep. It kind of gets you stimulated, and then you go into the cave. And this is a little set of buildings where the monks probably lived, and now they have as a concession area where you can buy souvenirs and coffee and such. But we'll stay right at this one. I think this is the last one. Let me see. Well, that's the last one. Okay, I kind of like that one. So let's begin with the activation. So we'll begin by just putting your feet on the ground, feeling your body. And I'd like for you to connect with your heart. Just put your intention on your heart. And I would like to activate an area in our heart called the golden spot. And the golden spot is the first cell that was created in our body, our first 2 cells. And it was when we were made, when we were consummated. And what happened when the sperm and egg met together and a different life form was conceived, a big bang happened. And in this Big Bang, all the memory of you in the universe transferred into these cells. And so this is called the golden spot. And it's going to be our pathway tonight, or at least in the next 10 minutes, with the Hermitage de Galamus. So I invite the infinite. We're going to activate the golden spot, and then we're going to activate this energy source within the Hermitage. And because the Hermitage is a connection to places out in the universe, a white light, so to speak, very much like Peak de Bugarash. So I invite the infinite intensity of consciousness of our golden spot to activate and connect with the cosmos. And may all of this energy stream into our golden spot right in the center of the heart to open a light. And I want you to visualize a tiny, tiny light right in the middle of your heart. And it's the brightest light that you've ever experienced. So we ask this golden spot in everybody to activate 1,000,000,000 times 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 1,000,000,000, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, on, egg, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And we also ask that our guardian angels, the angels that have been with us all of our life, be behind us and support us, and to put their hands on us and bring us light to activate this golden spot. Now in the back of Hermitage de Galamus is this great light source. And it's a white light of the most subtle universe, or subtle energies, light energies. And if we took it down to what is the essence of this energy that we could put into a word, we could call it love. But it's the highest vibration of love. Vibrations of love that mankind hasn't really mastered or known very much. So we ask the consciousness of these other universes, dimensions, realities, and other verses from this star opening to activate and to stream into our hearts and stream into our bodies. And may we open with love, that we open our hearts in a higher vibration of love. And that all barriers of time and space be let down. And that we may be in this communion all together with the Hermitage de Galamus in this light source. As I feel it, I'm a conduit, and I conduit to everybody here. May this light open. And you may see it as the divine feminine. You may feel it as Mary Magdalene, or even a source like Mother Mary. You might even feel it as a balance between masculine and feminine. But it all leads us to oneness. And we ask the oneness and level of oneness that we are ready to step up into, to activate, and that our heart expand into this in a multiplicity of energies. And we ask the space between the molecules to activate in this light of love. And all that we know as otherworldly people, in other words, we have alien connections in some shape or form. Otherwise, you wouldn't be attracted to these type of places. All that we know about those alien forms that's in our DNA, LNA, nucleic programming, may they activate, and may the space between the space of the molecules of other dimensions, realities, other verses, other universes of what we know of light, of love, of higher vibration, may they open. And may this being of light of who you are be realized. And can you allow that light being that is so light that you are porous, almost transparent. In other words, the light inside of you has no density. And it just goes through your body, and all your cellular structures begin to lose density and turn into light. May the verses, universes, dimensions, or realities of the Hermitage de Galamus and all of these otherworldly places of this light stream into you and teach you. Teach you what this vibration is and teach you what you're ready for. And everything that is in resistance to this, your fears, sadness, shame, anger, grandiosity, nervousness, trauma, may they be moved aside. May the light reign now. You can see the shadows later. They serve their purpose. But allow your heart in the golden spot to fill this fully. And remember the golden spot, the brightest light that you've ever seen. Allow that bright light to resonate with this high vibration you have summoned into your body. And allow them to resonate together. Almost like they calibrate together. And may this go out through all your cellular structures. May the energies of the space between the molecules integrate and commune with this light. And now reflect upon all the holy people that have come here and prayed reverently and have been in this light. This is a place that Mary Magdalene likely spent time in. It could have been a place that Jesus spent time in. All of what has been imprinted by such beings, such star people, such alien beings, and other saints, and ascended masters, and people who have prayed reverently with their heart. May we connect with their energy and expand. And we ask it to flow between all of our cellular structures and the molecules and the space between the molecules. And think about, who do you resonate with? Are you resonating with Mary Magdalene, Isis, Jesus, Mother Mary? Whoever that being is that you really have a particular affinity with. See them behind you and see their light behind, see that person behind you that you envisioned them to be, and feel their support. Visualize their light coming into your body. And you're receiving this blessing. You're allowing yourself to have this blessing. and allow the light to be. And if there's one intention or prayer you'd like to put out there, because we're just going to be in this place for one more minute, and then we're going to move on. But if there's one more, there's a prayer or intention that you would like to put out there, do so. And allow this light to shine. Shine it in any area that you feel needs light, or a relationship you hold in yourself that you've not resolved. Allow the light to give you guidance of what to do next. Just a few more seconds. And now, we say goodbye to Hermitage de Galamus. And we go to the next place. So, this is Pic de Bugarash. And Pic de Bugarash is a stargate. And what a stargate is a place, and there's 12 stargates in the world that I believe are here. There's all kinds of gates that allow different energies to come in. But the stargates seem to be connected to 12 sacred stars. And that are stars that are aligned with our sun. And we're all helping each other out, basically. You'll see the little knob at the top of this picture of Bugarash is the highest point. And that's where a lot of the alien energies are coming in and out of the mountain. In other words, all of these cosmic energies are coming in through the top, into the top of the mountain, and going to some place in the center of the earth and dispersing with all the other stargates to various places. I like to think of it as a cosmic fertilizer, so to speak. But it's energizing all of these places throughout the earth. And, I always see the earth as a holographic organism that connects to so many different realities all at once. And so it has that type of magnitude and power. And also, it has all of these ley lines coming out of it. In other words, there's hundreds of ley lines that come out from this energy that's streaming in a vertical direction up and down. And these ley lines are connected to all kinds of places throughout Europe. But of course, they are connected to the sacred sites and various energetic spots in this immediate area in a very profound way. Now you see the mountain in the foreground is Mount Cardew, and it's the silent mountain, and it's a feminine mountain. And I really feel like Mary Magdalene's spirit is strongly there. So it's a beautiful mountain, and every angle you catch it is very different. And what makes it, one of the things that makes it different is that when it was formulating and coming out of the ground, it turned upside down. So it doesn't exactly look like all the other mountains. But all the same, it's very powerful. And of course, if you read the book, Anna, Grandmother Jesus, and the Voice of the Magdalens, that's 2 books, by the way. They say that they lived at the base of Bugarash. And my hunch is, if you see down at the plain, down at the bottom of this photograph, there's kind of a large tree, and there's a a grassy field there on the right, that's close to where they probably lived. And that's just an energetic read. And this is the little town of Bugarash. It's just really close to the mountain. It's a really nice little town. And so it has a lot of different aspects, and it's really hard to get your eye on really how it looks. And this is the valley. It's a magic valley that goes to the Bugarash. Just so many different ways. And so we'll stop at this one and begin our next meditation. So if we think of that little knob right in the center and kind of go back, that's where the streaming is. So we will just thinking about how I need to start this. And the Bugarash is very powerful. And it's funny, when I go on the tour, we go to the base of it, but we never climb it because that's not where all the power spots are. But we wish to really connect to what I call the galactic soup. And the galactic soup is where all of the energies at the peak of the mountain are all converging. So just imagine all of these alien beings, all of these energies coming into the mountain, and they're kind of gathered at the peak of that mountain. And that's where they're converged. And it's a complexity of energies, as complex as your brain. And yet, it is at a higher vibration than we can ever imagine. So let's close our eyes. And we'll start this meditation by asking a question. What does the peak have to offer to us? What consciousness can it open in us? What chakras are ready to be opened through this energy? And we ask these peaks, or this peak itself of Bugarash, to begin this opening process. And I want you to take your intention to your crown chakra, to the top of your head. And think of your head as the top of the peak itself. And so what energies are entering here? We ask the energies and consciousness and space and vibrations of the 12 sacred stars to enter into this reality. We ask it to enter into our head, into our crown, and bring that light of all of these cosmic places, these suns, these stars, of these infinite beings that a sun is. And we ask that the carbon 7 energies activate, and the carbon 5 energies activate, and the carbon 3 energies activate to what is the energy of the lightest being possible. And may that enter into our crown chakra and begin to activate and to help us recall what carbon 3 is. Now, as earth beings, we are carbon 9 beings. And carbon 7 beings is enlightened states. And carbon 5 beings are light states like Lemurians. And carbon 3 beings are very, very light. So what does our body know that we do not know that can access the vibrations of these? And we ask them to activate. May this light stream in from these 12 sacred stars and their solar systems and universes that they are from, and come into our brain. And may the otherworldly knowledge and information in our RNA, DNA, and nucleic programmings activate. And the space between the molecules activate. And may this light start streaming in. Allow this energy to be in our crown and allow it to come down. And now we ask to activate the galactic soup. Think of a world where all of the alien energies, the ET beings, all of what they are, which the ET beings are very much like angels in this area. They're just not angels, they are higher evolved beings of light. Carbon-3 beings, carbon-5 beings. And this playground that is the galactic soup where they exist, may that come and be on our head, on our brain. And may the galactic soup enter into our brain. And may the compartmentalizations, the walls, the fences we have in our brains to think only certain ways and to think in very linear thoughts, may they start to break down in this light. May we see a higher vibration functioning in our brain. In the complexity and magnificence of our brain, may it be communing with this light. So we ask the galactic soup to activate. And that pure white light is just completely in our brain. And that's what you should be visualizing right now, as pure white light completely immersed in your brain. And may this energy of Bugarash support you. And all of these sacred stars in the galactic soup. And all of those defensive systems that are in our brain to have us think just like all the other humans do, start to transform. That we go beyond human while we're still human. And things that we run by, such as fear or anger, we have another choice. We think from a place that is of a higher vibration, a place of love, a place of allowance, a place of gratitude, a place that always is looking in curiosity and wonderment at the world to see it so differently. And may the space between the molecules open and that these higher vibrations stream in their magnificence. And everything in our primal brain, in our flight and flight programming, may it particularly receive this light. In other words, the back of your head where the foramen magnum meets the brain. May it fully be in light. May this fully expand. And may the sphenoid bones in your third eye vibrate at a much higher frequency and vibration. And open your third eye. And then go to all of your other glands and open them to higher vibrations. And just keep your focus on this light of the galactic soup vibrating so intensely in your head. And that third eye vibrating, and the pineal gland vibrating, and the light in the primal brain changing. Allow more light. And just for now, would you be willing to be infinite? Just for now, would you allow your whole brain, your whole body to be in an infinite vibration of light? What would that feel like? How pleasing would that feel in your body? How much light can you bring in? And just keep visualizing light totally immersing your brain. And ask your angels to be with you. Ask the God or goddess that you have an affinity to put their hands lightly above your head and help facilitate this energy. And we open bigger. More light. And allow to go to any place in your body to fill that area with a greater light. The complexity of the brain makes it one of the most densest organisms because it's so complex with neurons. And there's so many things that stop the flow of energy to go there, whereas the body's very porous and the heart's very porous of energy flowing through it. And I asked you the question, does it feel like your brain has lighter and more flow in it? And let's just hold this for one more minute. And then we'll move on. The galactic soup, may it be so bright in us and all of the complexity of the universe and those high vibrations of carbon 7, carbon 5, carbon 3 be exposed to our brain. And the space between the molecules open. Let's just hold this for about 15 more seconds. Enjoy the light for what it is. Just check into all your brain parts. Enjoy what's changed. And now when we're ready, open your eyes. I'm going to move to the next place. This is the Grotte Le Bethlehem. And this was the initiation cave for the Cathars. And if you don't know who the Cathars are, I'm going to just give a short summary. They were a people who lived in this area that originated from Essenes, from the Celtic people that were local. And the Essenes, of course, came over with Mary Magdalene and various other people. And they studied the teachings of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of John. And were really a Gnostic group. And so they were everywhere from, they were all throughout Europe, and they were gaining a lot of popularity and they existed along with the Roman Catholic Church. And of course, you know, they were friends with the Templars. They were probably had association with the secret societies of France, like the Priory of Sion. So, but they were very, you know, common people that lived in the Pyrenees and in France and Spain, mostly in the Southwest region. And so there was this one area, if you wanted to really commit yourself to a spiritual life, which everybody was spiritual, that was part of it. It was a very heartfelt discipline. It was almost like a Buddhist practice of becoming and knowing who yourself was and how it connected with your heart. That's always what I get as the highest priority. But if you decided to become a parfait or a perfect, you would start meditating in these 7 initiation caves. And they're all on this one side of the mountain in the Pyrenees, in this little valley all hidden away. And it was funny, it was kind of hidden away and with this big mountain on on the north side of it. And when you went over that mountain and into the next valley, which would be like a 15-mile walk if you're able to cross a mountain, you would find the Chateau de Martiguer, which was their big famous place that was the chateau that everybody knew about, and of course where the big tragedy happened. So that was the public side, and this was the private side. And you would go into these 7 caves, that initiation caves, and meditate. And you were given meditation routines and practices and such as that. And it would be around a 3-year process. And when you came to the last one, you came to this cave. And you'll see this big rock here on the right, and that rock is full of white light, or really the ground below it. The whole cave is full of light. Now, if you see the wall behind a cave that's a brick wall, and there's one like little bitty alcove or little shelf in there that's bigger, it's kind of like 2 or 3 feet above the rock itself, that's where they held what they called the Grail. Now, I don't know if it's a holy grail, but to them, it was their holy grail. And so this was a very sacred place to them. And I take groups in here, and we always have very intense experiences. You lay on the rock like that, and you let the white light of this cave come into you. And you can also be in various other places in the cave, and the energy is really profound wherever you go. But I like being on the rock the most. It makes me happy. And there's 2 entrances to the cave, and really you can start to get an idea of how big this cave is. It's not very big at all, and it has 2 openings, so there's a lot of air flowing through it and a lot of light. But it's always cool in the summer, and it's really cold in the winter. This is another sub cave that's attached to the cave that a lot of people say they had their most profound experiences in there. But this is a particular area. If you're an initiate and you wanted to be a perfect or a parfait, you would get in this diamond shape area, which is a profound power spot. And you would kind of lodge yourself in these 5 things, and you would be able to take your astral self totally outside of your body and be able to manipulate both while you stood in that area. He's the only person that I've ever seen to be able to climb up there. It's really difficult, and it's a bit scary. I tried. And of course, there's a picture of the Grail. So here we are. Are y'all ready for the final meditation? Okay, I assume that's a yes. So we're going to connect with the white light source. And the white light source, I really couldn't tell you where it exactly from. You know, I can say that yes, it's very much like the central sun or the great crystal within the earth, where all of this light gathers and comes up for healing, and it's a goddess-like energy. You know, you could think about the central sun that of Isis that she connected to. And you could also think about Sophia, which Sophia is the goddess of the universe. And so when you ask for Sophia to come in, at least when I meditate with Sophia, I visualize her presence on the other side of the earth, and their energies are coming in through the earth and activating all of this stuff in the earth and then coming into me. So you're connecting with cosmos and the earth and all these places. There's a lot of ways to do it, but still it doesn't exactly emulate the white light exactly. It's a phenomenon that I've seen in 5 different places in this area, and each one has a different quality. This one is the most powerful. So let's start the meditation. I want you to visualize yourself on that rock, laying down on your back. And it's relatively flat. It's a rock, so it's hard and it's cold. But you can fit up there comfortably. And you're laying down. And your heart is opened. And all your chakras, the entry points on your chakras is on the backside. So it's easy for this energy to flow up into you. And I ask the white light energies to come up into you. And just feel those energies come into you, coming into your heart or your second chakra or your solar plexus or someplace else. And may this white light begin to flow inside of you. Nor the riches of silver or the riches of gold compare to the seeds of the earth and the secrets they hold. May all the secrets of the white light begin to flow into us. And just visualize a white light coming into your back, into your body. And it's strong. And it's pure white light, stronger than anything you've ever known. And I do ask the presence of Sophia to come up from the universe through the earth and all of what the earth is of a divine being of love. And that the heart of this divine being of love of what the earth is become part of this white light. And allow yourself to be embraced by Mother. Your greatest mother, the earth. And allow it to come into you and come into all of your cells. And what consciousness can you open? What consciousness of the goddess or God within? can you now experience? May it stream fully in you. And we ask the energies of the great crystal and the crystalline energies of the light, white light of the earth to open. And just keep seeing yourself on this rock, or just keep seeing this white light enter from your backside. And what can it activate in you? What have you known before that you have forgotten? Nor the riches of silver or the riches of gold compared to the seeds of the earth and the secrets they hold. May you be revealed to what's been secret to you. May this energetic transfer of the white light begin to change you, but also begin to change your thoughts, your vibrations, and what you've been struggling with in life. Maybe you be open to a different way of seeing it. May the lesson that you struggled with, insights be given. Listen to the messages. If there's messages that come up right now, it's probably a message that's really beneficial for you to hear. Allow this energy to fill you up in every cell of your body. And allow it, most importantly, to fill your heart. And what can you learn about the vibration of love that you've not known? As we ask the white light and supporting the Sophia and the white light of Gaia and all of this complexity and communion that they have together, may we be in communion with it. Just see yourself there in that lightness. Let it go to the places that can activate your greatest creativity, your intuition, your ability to have your own version of power. What are you ready for? What's next in your journey? May the light flow into that area. Nor the riches of silver or the riches of gold compared to the seeds of the earth and the secrets they hold. May the earth be your teacher. Are you willing to receive all the lessons that this sacred place can open to you? And float into this beautiful cosmos. I'm just going to hold this for a minute of silence. Now, before you open your eyes, just reflect about the 3 places we've been: to the Hermitage de Galamus and the cosmic lights there, the grand old cave church that is ancient, and the Peak de Bugarash, whose power, the magic mountain, is cosmic and connects with so much and delivers so much cosmic energy out to the world. And now the cave of the Bethlehem, which is, no one knows how old it is, but it's always been a sacred cave as far as long as been remembered. And just feel all 3 energies. Just remember what they were like. Go back to the galactic soup. Go back to the cosmic love energy in the back of the cave at Galamus, and feel the rock of the white light energy, of the white light of Gaia and Sophia. Let them all merge together. And let's just hold this for a few seconds. And if there's a prayer you can say or an intention you'd like to say to yourself when you're in this much light, it's a pretty charged intention. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Yeah. So how are y'all doing? How was the journey for you?
It was beautiful. There were different times when my body was tingling. I just felt the frequency of the different sites. It was great.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this is going to work tonight. I've never done anything like this over Zoom, but I work on Skype with people all over the world, so I know that energy transfers.
Yes.
And you just get a glimpse of what this is. These are 3 of the most ancient and I don't want to say most powerful, because different people resonate with different places, and there's so many variabilities. And yeah, so that's the beauty of coming to this place, and when you do it with a tour, everybody's energy magnifies. And so for me, a good experience with the tour is when people are just ready to jump off of the cliff and ready to see what it has in store. You know, not to be in a place of like, well, it has to be a certain way. But, you know, what can this open for us?
Right.
And go play. And that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, as a friend of mine said, the last tour I did, it was 12 women from various places of South Africa to Canada, Latvia, Australia. And this woman always did tours to Egypt. And, you know, after we were almost done, she goes, France is like Egypt on steroids.
Wow.
You know, and I never been to Egypt, and some people say they like Egypt better, but I think it's for us and that experience is that everybody was so open to jumping into the pool. And so that's part of it. There's so many factors. But I know that whenever we do tours, people walk away changed. So anyway, I just wanted everybody to get an idea of what it was like. And thank you. And thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you, Bart.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
thanks. And hope to see you soon. If you want to do this again, I'll be doing it again tomorrow at 12 noon Central Standard Time. It's more for the French people and South Africans and stuff, but some people, 12 o'clock is a great time. Yeah.
Okay.
So best wishes, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
meditations.
All right.